Welcome back to Pop Culture Theory. I am Saccora, and we are here today to talk about an issue that has been plaguing the trading card world, and that is card warping. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the issues with card warping, and I'm going to tell you a couple of solutions that I have to fix card warping. Alrighty. Now, here we've got a stack of Magic the Gathering cards pulled from the most recent Masters 25 set. In this stack, you're going to notice down here, let me get my pen in there, down in this direction, that these cards aren't all quite set. They're getting a little warped already. You might have seen some other videos where people have been opening fresh packs of this and showing you that they can just push down like that and they pop back up. All some signs of warping that are going on in your cards. Now, my Blood Moon on top here is getting a little warped, and it's not a foil card, and this is something we've been seeing a little bit in Magic the Gathering, is some of these cards warping. Now, these other ones you're going to see are going to be some foils that are warping, and that's where the worst of the issue is really coming from, is foils that are warping. You guys can see that one foil sticking up, it's already starting to arc over. We are getting warping issues more and more with these cards, but it's not a Magic the Gathering only problem, and that's part of what I want to talk about today. There is some issues with card stock among multiple games that are causing some of these problems. Magic, yeah, they're getting a lot of hate right now, but part of that is because we're getting warping issues with, let's just take a look at Blood Moon itself here. See how Blood Moon is it's not laying flat to my mat here. It's warping, and it's not even foil. That's one of our big issues. Now, most of the other games we're going to talk about, we are only seeing these warping issues happen with foil cards. So let's talk a little bit about Pokemon. You guys can see here on my Bronzong, and I have another foil under there. I believe it's a Cyrus. Same issue. Foil warping is very infamous for warping kind of in a rainbow way. Magic gets some really bad ones of these. I don't know if you guys have ever seen some of the dual deck cards that are full foils warp, but you can end up with like inch bends in your warp there, and it gets really bad. So we're going to talk about some ways we can fix this, but I want to... knock my video down. I want to talk to you guys about all of the cards, because it's not just Magic, it's not just Pokemon. Look at DBS here. DBS is actually really bad for foil warping. This is a Secret Evolution cooler that I've recently pulled, and it's standing on two sides. Like, that corner and that corner are all that's touching the ground. I'll actually even lift up, give you guys a little better view. You guys can see there, it doesn't touch the corners on the other ones. So this is all an issue with some foil warping, and there's some ways we can stop foil warping we're going to talk about. But I also want to show you guys what's possibly the worst case of foil warping has been coming from Final Fantasy. As much as I love this game, Final Fantasy foils warp like no other. Look at this. Here, let's just take the full look at it again. Look at that. It's like a good 2 centimeters off the ground at the warp there. So let's talk about how you can solve this. And we're going to come back to this Irving in a minute, because I want you guys to note that Irving. Now, one of the easiest ways to solve this is sleeve your cards. When you get your card, sleeve it right away. It's a thing that I do with almost all of my cards. I actually had to leave the Secret Evolution cooler out so I could have one of my DBS cards get enough warp in it that I'd be able to show you. Because if you don't sleeve them, they're going to eventually gain humidity and stuff in the air, and it's going to cause some of that foil warping. So if you sleeve them, it's not going to solve the warping right away, but it's going to stop it from gaining in some of that humidity. And then I have even been able to get some of the milder warping cases to go away by just sleeving them and then hard sleeving them. So you guys see that? Get them sleeved, get them hard sleeved where it doesn't give it much choice of where to warp, and it can solve some of the warping. Unfortunately, though, if I pull that cooler back out in a couple days, he's probably just going to go right back to having that bend. And this really is a thing with most of the foil cards that you can do. Now, like I'm saying here with the foil Pokemon cards, we can get them sleeved. That'll help stop a little bit of that warping coming in. But if they get any humidity into them, you're going to start getting some warping going on. So let me show you my ultimate solution, and that's why we're going to talk about Irvine one more time. Look at that warp. That warp is ridiculous. That wasn't the only warped card in the same box I pulled that got that bad. There was one other card, and actually, I have a couple that I hidden here. I want you guys to take a look at a few of my cards that I've thrown in that were in that same exact box that were just as badly warped as that Irvine. Now let's start off. This is my pride and joy here. Look at Irvine there. Now look at Black Mage. Black Mage is barely warping anymore. It is full on touching on all corners. It's barely warping. Black Mage used to be as bad, if not worse than Irvine. It was the reason I chose that one to do this video with. It was really warped. It was quite bad. I've got 3 other cards I want to show you here that we have had in the same process. So you guys can see they were all roughly as bad as Irvine, and now not quite as bad. Kefka still has a little ways to go. He was the last one that went into this. And now we're back to Irvine. So I want to do a compare by compare of Irvine and Black Mage, which was the star of this. Black Mage was the same warp level as Irvine when I started with this project. And what I've done, I'm going to show you guys this. This is my secret here. You guys see it? It's... Yep, silicon beads. That's right. Silicon beads. I keep a couple of energy packs there to put between them. I throw them in a fat pack. I use an Aether Revolt fat pack there with silicon beads, and I'm going to do it with Irvine now, and I'm going to show you guys. Let's come back in like 2 weeks, and we're going to see how much better Irvine is. Irvine's going to go into this one alone. I'm going to put some stuff on top of him to hold the weight down. He's in there with the silicon beads that are going to go ahead and help pull some of that humidity from him. I throw in sleeved cards like that. Boom. And that's where we're at. So, you guys can take one more look here at Black Mage. Black Mage was put in about 2 weeks ago, and it was at the same warp level. Actually, I considered it at the time a little worse than Irving when I put it into that box. About 3 days ago, I added in the Kefka, the Marrowweb, and the Cypher, and they are all getting better too, but I'm going to leave them out of that box for a little bit while I get Irving in shape so I can show you guys in another video. So I wanted to show you guys my trick. Beyond just sleeving, beyond just putting them in hard cases, if you really have that badly warped card that's a couple centimeters off the ground, go ahead, start saving up all the silicon beads from different products you buy, put them in a box like that, make it something that's kind of airtight. I know fat packs aren't really airtight, but I kind of did the best I had with what I have, and you can create something that's going to get your warped cards to a position where they aren't anywhere near as warped as they were. That Irving is so warped that it's possible it would be considered as marked in the tournament. This Black Mage, though, no way this Black Mage is coming out as marked. So I just wanted to do a quick video and address that with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this kind of video, if you want to see some more of my tips and tricks for keeping your cards safe and keeping them in good shape, let me know. I did one product review on a Dex binder, although it was really more of an announcement than a product review. I wanted to talk more about the fact that they were switching up their interiors and making limited edition binders. But if you guys like those kind of things, if you like seeing these product reviews, these how do I store videos, all those kind of different aspects, let me know in the comments below, and we will go ahead and do more of those. Thank you all. Once again, I am Saccora with Pop Culture Theory, and I will catch you all next time.